What is up, Craig?
Craig, what's up?
And here we are, Spectated Podcast, episode 9.
Let's go. Today's subject is best video games, but we gotta get a new subject in here first because things just keep popping up about this whole Deshaun Watson thing.
Homeboy secured the bag. Why didn't he just, go AFK from life?
True.
And just kind of rake in the dough. Can't be stopped.
Let's just start with people who are still defending him or still whipping out the innocent until proven guilty, which, I mean, yes, that is the law.
Yeah.
But, dude's guilty. You're just straight delusional if you think otherwise.
No, I mean, what is it at now? 25 cases or something?
24 cases. 2 additional ones have come up since the Browns have got him. It's been confirmed he's had 66 masseuses, which, why do you need that many? And, some of them aren't even suing them. If they're just asked on trial, they're like, has this happened? And they're like, oh, yeah. Did he do this? Yeah. They're not asking for money. People saying that they're just suing him for money. He's offered $100,000 to some of them to drop the cases, and they didn't. And then here's one of the things I heard, right? I heard, well, only 12 of them have evidence. Only half of them. I'm like, only 12?
Only 12.
Only 12?
Oh.
Can you imagine? 12. Can you imagine if I had 12 cases against me?
Yeah, it's just GG.
This dude's just gonna get I thought before it might be 4 to 7 games because it was the original NFL talk. Maybe a season.
Yeah.
At this point, he might not play at all with the Browns contract.
Yeah, no, I could see it. I could see them just straight up being no, you're done, man.
Yeah, a multiple season sit out. And I think the Browns even know this because there's rumors that they're talking about voiding his contract to get that money back. But those picks are gone. They gave up 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a 3rd round, a 4th round, and 2 or 3 5th rounds.
Yeah, and then what are they going to do for QB then?
Yeah, exactly. Baker's not coming. He's done. He's not going to play for him. He's done. Yeah. They have.
Even if they do keep him, I feel like he's just not. He has no motivation to play well.
Yeah, if he decides to play at all, because he's been repeatedly saying trade me.
Yeah,
and I know.
So they will be in shambles.
Yeah,
we were talking about it before. They gambled so much. They literally it was such a 50-50 gamble.
Yeah.
Trying to get Watson, it looks like it's kind of crumbling.
Yeah, they have Jacoby Brissett, who's a good backup quarterback, but he's
not going to compete.
He's a backup quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. He's not going to compete with these big names, big dogs.
Yeah, so it's absolutely crazy, and to hear how the story just kept changing with the attorney saying that Deshaun Watson didn't do anything with any of them, to he got physical with 3 of them, but it was consensual and they started it, to hey, happy endings aren't a crime.
True.
Which, first of all, they are in the state of Texas.
Oh.
Which some of those cases are in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so out of a 5-year contract, he might be out 4 of those 5 years, or 5 of those 5 years, in which he was guaranteed $239 million, something like that. So, if they don't void, they're gonna have to pay it.
Yeah.
And, they're gonna have to do it before the season starts, because once the season starts, they can't void it anymore. So, actually a clown show. Actually.
Yeah, I feel like they have to void it, but then they're just screwed either way.
Yeah,
they're screwed either way.
Like all those picks are gone, and at that point, they're gonna have to do things like they're gonna have to get rid of like Kareem Hunt, who's a really good running back for like a second round pick, and then they're gonna have to go with getting rid of really good players that they
to try to
that they have
salvage
still.
some type of team.
Yeah, to get picks, because like even if they tank this year, they don't have a first round pick or a second round pick still. So like tanking won't do anything. It won't give them the first pick of the.
They basically set themselves up where they were trying to have just this team for a couple years, and they have no backup or no other plan. So it's like now with Deshaun Watson falling through, it's like it's just over.
Yeah,
like they will be in shambles for a few years.
Yeah, we also have Deshaun Watson's massages were enabled by the Texans and a spa owner.
What does that mean?
I'm gonna look into this.
What you mean enabled?
Watson met at least 66 women for massages over 17-month period. Yeah, he had help from the Houston Texans, including non-disclosure agreements and making appointments. So the Texans might get in some trouble too.
Jesus.
Like this is bad.
Man really just wanted some massages, bro.
He just needed a massage, dude.
He just needed a massage. And the Texans ones were not enough.
Yeah, the Texans
trainers were not
multi-million-dollar facility, not enough.
Terrible.
He had to meet up with the ones from Instagram.
Correct.
Those are the ones that really hit the muscle tissue deep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Looking at this, publicly he's hired 40 different therapists. So 26 of them were not public.
God.
Oh my. Here's a good one. All right. We're gonna start quote. One woman who did not sue Watson or complain to the police told the Times that he was persistent in his request for sexual acts during the massage, including, quote, begging her to put her mouth on his penis, end quote.
This man is wildin', bro.
And then the video of him hanging out with Mia Khalifa, and she was in a maid outfit. It's like, dude, this is the horniest guy on the planet.
God, that is just so sickening. Like, Mans is fucking rich, famous, attractive. He can just pick up chicks wherever he wants.
I know.
Why does he have to go to a massage parlor and literally sexually harass women?
It's like, yeah, if you are a top 5 quarterback, you do not have to go.
That dude could pull pretty much like almost anybody. Like so many people, right?
Yeah.
He has to have some sort of fucking like massage king. I don't know, bro. He's a freak.
I guess so.
It has to be. He is a freak.
It really sucks, dude. Because like,
no, they're tanking.
Because like, yeah, it's like first of all, that's my team. But like, what are they doing? First of all, second of all, like this dude. I want to like him so bad. Like, he gives to communities. He donates to, like, small places. He's a huge team player. He took the offense for the Browns to the Bahamas. And one of the players that used to be number 4 that gave it to him, he donated, like, $50,000 to his dad's high school football team and gave that player a Rolex. So it's like, he's a team player. But, like, you can't sit and like him and be like, he's a good dude when there's this many cases.
No, and like I said, like, I don't know what it is. Because, yeah, everything else seems like just so, chill and nice. He has to have some type of, like, just sexual fiend.
Yeah.
Like, just some type of, like, fetish or king. Like, I don't know, man. It's sick. It's sick. It's so weird.
Here, let's here's a rundown of the 66 as I'm scrolling down on the New York Times.
Yeah.
66 women are 24 who have sued him, including 2 have filed lawsuits within the last week. The most recent, the woman said Watson. I'm sorry, Watson masturbated during the massage.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude.
He's not real.
A woman who sued but then withdrew the complaint because of, quote, privacy and security concerns. He threatened her.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He threatened her. 2 women who have filed criminal complaints against Watson but did not sue. At least 15 therapists who issued statements of support for Watson at the request of his lawyers and gave him massages during that period.
Okay.
Weird. At least 4 therapists from
They got paid.
Yeah, from Genuine Touch, the massage therapy group contracted by the Texans. 5 women identified by plaintiff's lawyer during the investigation of their civil suits. At least 15 other women whose appointments with Watson were confirmed through interviews and records reviewed by the Times. So, like,
sheesh.
There's 24 officially now, but there's more.
Oh, yeah.
There's more.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Imagine getting a girl like giving you a massage and you're just cranking it.
Yeah, no, I feel so bad for these men. Like, they're literally just trying to do their job.
I know. It's like...
And that's what I'm saying. And what I don't get is, like, he could pull, right?
Yeah.
There's so many other outlets where you can do this consensually and just write.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that...
Like, why do you have to just go and literally harass women?
I know. I think that some of these cases... I think what it started with is... He started going to essentially sex workers that he met on Instagram for massages.
Yeah.
But then it turned into any place I get a massage at, this is what it's going to turn into.
Yeah.
Like it just went to his head basically, and he just kept doing it.
That's what I'm saying. Like he probably just developed a kink or a liking for it, and then it just like what are you doing?
And then he just can't control his urges.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah, it's like
so dumb.
I thought Big Ben was bad. God, like, oh,
these QBs, bro.
If Calvin Ridley has a harsher suspension, he has a season suspension for gambling. I think $150,000 on a football game that he was in, something like that. If he has a harsher suspension than Deshaun Watson, the NFL is actually just a bunch of bozos.
Yeah, no, like literally, they would. That would be a bad look for the NFL.
It would literally show what they care about more.
Yeah, exactly. It would just show that they care about money more than they care about, women, pretty much.
Yeah, they'll be like, well, women don't watch as much as men, so it's so bad, dude. And it's like, I don't. Now I know.
Too, 'cause, he's out for a couple seasons, and Browns are
true, and it's like
in the dumps.
And it's like I know that I'm gonna be. Me and other Browns fans are gonna be targeted for liking the Browns while they have Deshaun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's like,
for sure.
And it's like, man, like I didn't ask for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like Baker. I don't think he's the best quarterback ever, but I mean, I like he's got a huge chip on his shoulder, and he's very what's the word? I'm trying to find like the word. Basically, he walks into a room and his dick's already been in there for 10 minutes. Like,
true.
He's a punk, basically. Yeah. He dude just does what he wants. He'll trash talk whoever he wants to.
Yeah, he's a villain.
But he's not like this.
Exactly. He's not a criminal. A literal criminal.
The Browns went, we're getting rid of you because we want an adult at quarterback.
Yeah.
It's like, what? I don't even know. I don't even know, dude. Like,
No, I mean, it's in shambles.
I just hope that like the GM, like Andrew Barry and like Kevin Stefanski, their coach, go up to him and go like, "We will literally like suck your toes if you play for us this season. Like we will, like you're gonna have to get on your knees and beg this dude because like you did him incredibly dirty.
Yeah.
So it's like, what else can you do?
Mm-hmm.
Jacoby,
I'm just wondering, like, yeah, I just don't know what they're gonna do, like, without Deshaun.
Yeah, I swear, it's like if if it's a 4 to 7 game suspension, I'm gonna be like so ashamed, but also, like, so you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah. The Browns fan in you is like, let's go.
True.
The humanity in you is like, goddamn.
It's like, this is awful.
Yeah, this is terrible.
It's bad enough that he's not going to jail over any of these.
Yeah.
Like, these are all civil at this point. All criminal charges were dropped.
Yeah.
So it's a big fat yikes.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's always just a lame thing too, that like, successful or like rich or famous people can kind of just get away from criminal charges and it all is just civil.
Yeah.
Just because they have the money.
It's like, oh, and also it's like, oh yeah, well, you did all these good things, so like, it's like, what?
Okay.
It's like, oh, you murdered this guy, but you went to these food drives, so I think you just owe us some money, and
just give us like $5.
Yeah,
just call it a day.
You're fine, and you're fine. That's harsh.
That sucks. I don't know. That's just
yeah. In other news with the NFL, these NBA finals, the game 1 drew in 8 million views. The lowest viewing game of the NFL last season was 26 million. It really kind of goes to show what the most popular sport is. So like this,
oh yeah, for sure.
This is definitely in a public eye. This is not just a Browns fan type of thing. This is people who pay attention to football, and even people who don't pay attention to football are seeing this. So whatever the Browns do is like,
it's going to be definitely set a precedent for sure.
Yeah. It's like, this is such a Browns thing to do. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's like such a Craig, stop leaving, bozo.
You bozo. Don't you dare do that again. We're going to be really upset. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird and very unlucky situation, unfortunately, for the Browns.
It's so bad, dude.
But I feel like they kind of brought it on themselves too by risking so much.
They took a
gamble.
Huge gamble.
They gambled.
Yeah.
They gambled and came up, or it's looking like they're going to come up really short.
And it's like his contract's fully guaranteed and a no trade clause, but it's like the no trade clause doesn't even matter. So right now, no one else is going to want to take him.
Yeah.
It's bad. Yeah, I think that's just about all we got for this right now.
Yeah, so we can jump into the meat,
the main topic here.
Best video game
Best video games.
Best video games ever.
All time. Goated.
Ever. Best.
Definitely not opinionated. This is just factual.
Factual statements. All right, how do you wanna do this? Because I don't have I just have one that I have is like I think is the best, and then the other ones like,
and that is
kind of like
Battlefield 2042.
It's actually the original E.T. game on the Atari.
Yes, I'm not the only one.
Yeah. W.E.T.
Actually, so good.
Yeah, how do you want to like? Do you have yours ranked? I think, right?
Yeah, I have an honorable mention, and I have 10-1.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll just go back and forth then. If you just want to start from the bottom, work our way up.
Yeah.
Talk a couple minutes on whatever.
So, in my honorable mention, I have
Craig, come on, let's stay here. Okay, Ocarina of Time though.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never played any Zelda games, really. Like I've played the original and then Breath of the Wild, which I know that's probably
but like
deeper on the list.
Yeah, there's gonna be Zelda games on this list. And like one thing I'm gonna put out there right now is if it's a Zelda game, its soundtrack category is a 10 out of 10.
Sure.
Zelda's soundtrack is actually just goated. Yo, why are you eating my bad canavals? But other than that, like the plot is solid, the characters are like really good. Costuming's good. There's really no voice acting or anything, so I kind of just put that as a 3. There's only like bland facial expressions. Other than that, like the enjoyability is like an 8 out of 10. So it ranks 69%, which is right outside like the good category. So this is at like the decent. Revolutionary just couldn't stand the test of time.
Yeah,
really.
I'll let you do number 10 then, because I don't have.
Okay. Number 10, I have Jak 3 for the PS2. I know. Okay. I was thinking maybe Jak 2 because Jak 2's story was better to me, but like the gameplay and stuff. Oh my god, it was hardest game ever, dude. So difficult. Jak 3, still really good story, still great characters, but thankfully easier. It actually has like invincibility frames when you get hurt. The same thing just can't keep hurting you over and over again. Yeah, characters are great. Soundtrack is decent. Graphics, the style, like the kind of like the cartoonish style. That type of style in games, it doesn't age.
Yeah, no, it worked really well.
Like it is just a solid game.
Yeah, it still looks like cute to this day. Like,
exactly. Like, and Naughty Dog is just good at making games.
They are really good.
And that was the Jak series was really a huge example of that I feel like has just flown under the radar. But yeah, characters like 8 out of 10, plots an 8 out of 10. Enjoyability is an 8 out of 10. Some of the acting and then the cinematography and soundtrack just being like kind of average is what makes it fall kind of flat, and it ranks at a 73 for me, which is still in the good category. But
yeah. I guess I'll give just one of mine on my list. So like I said, I don't have these like ranked, other than I think there's like my favorite game, which I'll say at the end, which I think is the best game of all time. But the rest of them, like, if I really thought about it, I could probably like differentiate, but they're all just like, I would say my like roughly top 10. Yeah. Or I would put them in a top 10 if I made like an actually comprehensive list. But yeah, I'll just go some random ones off the list. So I'll start with, I guess one, since we were just talking about it, I'll say Super Mario 64. Yeah. I think it is still my favorite Mario game to this day. Really? I think so, because I really like, obviously I love Galaxy, Sunshine was good, a little bit gimmicky, I guess, like more so. Yeah. Or like definitely. I didn't like the gimmick as much as I liked like Odyssey. Like I liked Cappy, I thought, more so than I liked Flood. So, and I would say Odyssey is probably my second favorite Mario game, but like Super Mario 64 like is the only one that I can go back and watch. I can't watch any of the other ones. And I feel like that influences it for me a little bit, is I'm still like, I really like 64 speedrunning. Yeah. Which I feel like I was watching Odyssey speedrunning for a bit, but it never was the same. Yeah. And 64, like, just the movement felt the best, I think. Like, Odyssey is really good, but like 64 is what introduced it, and everything just feels like it kind of just has stagnated from then. You know what I mean? Like, it's been equally as good, but it feels like it's never been. Odyssey? Sorry, not Odyssey. 64.
Galaxy and probably Super Mario Brothers 3, like the original NES one, are in my top like 15 to 20.
Yeah.
Or like even just like 11, or not even 11, like 12 to 20, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But if you're done with 64,
sure.
Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, I just like, it similar to Ocarina, where I felt like it was a very revolutionary game for like the platforming industry.
Oh.
And to me, it has been the Mario game that is most held the test of time for me, and is still like my favorite. It's like if I would go back and play one, I'd still probably slightly pick Odyssey over it in terms of just my personal enjoyability.
Yeah.
But in terms of like overall with watching and entertainment value, I still think 64 is the best Mario of all time, and probably within my I would definitely put it in my top 10 of all time games. But yeah, if you want to.
Okay. It's funny that you mentioned that, because at number 9 I have Mario Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fair. Like I say, I put Mario Odyssey just basically right below it.
Yeah, like
I think it's a better game to play.
Yeah, and like Mario games as a whole are like, the characters are simple, but you can't not mark them as a 10 out of 10. Like,
yeah, they're so fun.
Yeah, exactly. The plot is basic. It's like average, so I put it as like a 5. But like all Mario games are, it's like, oh, princess.
Oh, princess, no.
And it's like, we'll expand on it a little bit maybe, but like that's it. But like the graphics and stuff are like beautiful, like how the different worlds look and stuff like that. Just looks great, and that's something Mario 64 it couldn't do.
Yeah. What feels weird to me about Odyssey though is it feels short to me.
It does.
It feels like there's not as much content, even as like 64.
It's a lot of moon hunting. That's why.
Yeah.
But Cappy, like using Cappy as a form of travel,
so
I absolutely love taking over taking over inanimate objects or living creatures.
Literal T-Rex.
Yeah, T-Rex dude, I'm a T-Rex now. Like the enjoyability is an 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
It is a phenomenal game. Like enjoyability wise. Like the first time I played it, like I was not a huge Mario person. First time I played it, like on the dinosaur world, I was like grinning ear to ear, because like how much fun I was having.
Yeah,
with
it was great.
But like total, it ranks in a 76 to me, which is like the central good.
Yeah.
Like the plot being average, like the acting really not kind of existing. Like there's really solid facial expressions, like when Mario's dancing and stuff like that. But like it just caused it to fall a little flat. Definitely could have been, if they just touched up on plot and stuff like that, it would have been in the phenomenal without a doubt.
Yeah. And I feel like I said, I think my biggest issue is it left me wanting more. I guess. Is like after beating the game, I was like, I want more. And after like hunting, I hunted quite a bit of the extra moons.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are just kind of like either not that fun or just kind of like just hidden, and you don't really have to, do anything like fun to get them.
But you could also see wanting more is a good thing though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like the game was good.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like I can't like fault it for wanting more, but it still like left me wanting more. Like I didn't feel completely satisfied.
Mario 64, you're satisfied by the end.
Like I usually I play a full thing, it feels challenging, and like by the end it's like like I'm done with the game, that's good.
Yeah.
Odyssey, I still felt like I wish, there was a couple more worlds or something, or a little bit more to do, a little bit more of a challenge maybe.
No, I get that. Yeah, that's why it's kind of low on my top 10 though.
But still, I would still put it probably fringe top 10 for me too. Great game.
Yeah.
Is that all you have to say for that one?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I'll throw another one off the list. I'm gonna throw this in here, even though I have only played this game for like 2 minutes because I can't play the game.
Oh my god!
It's Skyrim.
I know.
It's Skyrim.
It's my top. It's a top 20 for me. It's not in this list, but yeah.
But I put it up there because I have watched it extensively, and I mean I can't play it because giant spiders, of course,
spiders
ruin the game. But like I've watched it so much, I've seen so much. I think the lore is insane. But like I don't know. To me, like I feel like I couldn't not put it in a top 10, even though I haven't, actually played it myself.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I know I would absolutely love the game if because I love the little bit I did get to play.
Yeah.
I absolutely
loved
it, and what I've watched, it's just there's so much to do.
Yeah.
It is a huge game. I think the graphics are really good. The like characters and like whole lore building is peak. So good.
The thing is though, like this adds to the enjoyability, but like for me, like the enjoyability is probably 9 out of 10. It like because of this, but also like things like the cinematography and stuff plummet because of it. The glitches and how the characters move. It is it's hilarious. But it's like it's not good. It's not a good thing to watch one mammoth accidentally launch another one into orbit and then watching it fall down. But it's enjoyable.
It is most certainly enjoyable. But like I don't know, I just felt like I couldn't not put it on a best video games of all time list.
That's
just because, what I've watched. It is probably like of games I've not actually like completed myself. I definitely watched it more than any other game.
Yeah, that's very understandable. That's why it's in my probably top 20. It's one of those games that like if people are begging for another one to be made and like it's a very common thing, then you made a good game.
Yeah, for sure.
And like there's another game that's high up on my list that's like that too.
Oh yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah.
That's on my list too.
Yeah,
I think so.
We'll definitely see about that. Yeah.
You can take over now. What do you got at number 8?
All right, so number 8, 7, and 6 are all tied at 80%. Right?
Okay.
At number 8, I have Zelda Wind Waker.
Okay, yeah. I've actually watched that one quite a bit, so I think it's cute. Especially
the Wii U version, because like the GameCube version,
like the HD one, right?
Yeah,
Wind Waker HD.
Yeah, the normal version, the GameCube one, it's still aged well, but the HD one looks just beautiful. And everything about it is just improved on. Like an already phenomenal game is improved on. The characters are great. I love like the King of Red Lions. It's really funny to me. The talking boat. The plot is good. Cinematography is good. As before mentioned, soundtrack in Zelda games, it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a 10. They're always peak. Always peak.
And then costuming is 8 out of 10. Enjoyability is a 9 out of 10 because like it is a fun game. Only thing is, again, acting. I'd give it like a 5, 4 or 5 because like again, just facial expressions, occasional, just audible noises and grunts and stuff like that. But yeah, there's really nothing else I can say about it. It is just a phenomenal game through and through.
Mm-hmm. No, there's this one like YouTube video, this YouTuber I like, and he has like a 30 or 40 minute, it's like just retrospective of games.
Yeah.
It's like really bad retrospective. Like he'll make up his completely own plot and stuff and say like Ganon is like a queen from Mars or something that's actually the hero. But I've watched that video probably like 20 times just because it's funny. Plus like the Wind Waker looks so cute. Like, it actually looks so cute. I wish there was a Switch. I want to play it.
Yeah.
I've never gotten to play it. Like that's the one Zelda game that I've actually thought like I would enjoy.
And like
a Switch port would be nice.
And its plot is different than a lot of the other Zelda games because like Zelda games are typically like Mario or it's like Save the Princess or whatever. This one is giant bird stole your sister.
Yeah.
And then it ends up having the huge Zelda lore after that. But like for a solid chunk of the game, it's just
go save your sister.
Bird stole your sister. Yeah, the characters are super cute. I love Tetra. I love that Tetra is Zelda too. She's funny. I like watching them, the pirates, and like one of the first cutscenes, just launch Link in a barrel face first at a wall.
Yeah,
like stuff like that. It's such a charming game.
it is. It is.
It is probably
I love little cartoon Link.
it is probably the most. I think it's the most charming game on my list, actually. Like in that type of yeah, definitely in that type of style. It's just like it's fun to watch. It's fun to look at. It's fun to play. So there's not much more to be said about it.
Yeah, I'll take. I'll try. I'm trying to like do all the ones that I know are not going to be on your list, and then we'll probably start overlap. I know we probably have a couple overlaps.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Another one that I put up there, Doom Eternal. I think it is the greatest, like first-person shooter campaign that I've ever played in game.
Okay.
It is just so enjoyable. Doom 2016 was fantastic. Like, if I would give it your ranking, like soundtrack, like 10 out of 10. Like, I listened to the fucking Doom soundtrack at the gym and I just literally think of ripping demon skulls, and it makes me just max every time. It is so good. The movement in Doom Eternal, I think, is the best movement in any video game ever. Like, nice. I would not like. Just actually like the platforming sections feel so good. You are so quick. It feels like a true arena shooter.
Yeah.
And, arena shooters were very influential in developing the FPS scene, like original Doom, Quake, original Halo was pretty much arena shooter. So, like, I thought this was, like, the best. We finally are coming back to that a little bit and is, coming back off of those old, really influential games, but did it well. The graphics are literally, like, 10 out of 10 for me. You could like some of the most realistic graphics I've ever seen in a game.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess I don't know if realistic's the right word because they're in hell with demons.
True,
but the most like visually appealing graphics.
Yeah.
I've seen. Soundtrack amazing. The only fault is like the plot's kind of crazy. It's cool. Like I like the lore, but it's just a little bit like a little bit too much, I guess, or a little bit too crazy.
Yeah.
And like you can't really learn the plot without basically digging into a bunch of like the deep, reading a bunch of stuff. It doesn't really like unfold in front of you too well. And some of the like the arenas and fights can get like stale because it feels like you're doing a very similar thing over and over. But just like the movement, soundtrack, look, like I just feel like a fucking god. I feel like the Doomslayer. I feel like I can just go and just walk up to a building and just punch it, and the thing will just explode after I play that game. Like no other game makes me feel that way. I guess it makes me feel legitimately powerful, and that's why I had to put it on.
When I think of Doom, though, I think of Wreck-It Ralph because I'm pretty sure like Doom characters or characters based off of Doom were in that movie.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Which I just find amusing. Solid movie, so like it's not like it's like a permanent diss on it or anything. But yeah, I haven't played the game. I'm not huge on
Yeah, I know you're not a big like FPS FPS campaign driven type of guy.
Yeah, it's like there's a few FPS games that I enjoy, but like for the most part, I definitely prefer like I love single player campaign games, and like you will definitely see that on this list. Like very much.
That's pretty much all I have to say about Doom. I mean, the soundtrack is just so good, and what I really liked that they did too, which I thought is really neat that they introduced in Doom 2016, was the music actually like flows based off of how like brutal the game is. So it's not just like a set soundtrack where like you walk into an arena and it'll be like
it depends on what's going on.
Yeah. Where it's like as you're like if you're killing stuff faster and faster, the music will pick up and keep picking up.
The interesting thing about
it's like
that
dynamic soundtrack, which I think was really cool.
Interesting thing about that is but going back to my number 2, Jak 2 and 3 did stuff like that in 2002 and 2004. First Jak was like the first game to not have any loading screens in it.
Yeah.
It was just all one big world. 2 and 3 are also like that, but if like you have a gun out, it'll be the same music, but like it'll add trap and stuff when you're on a hoverboard, or it'll be a little bit more out there when you have a gun out, stuff like that. Really cool dynamic to it. I love when games do that.
Yeah.
Because like then the same song playing over and over again doesn't get as stale because you hear it differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it makes like everything feel a little bit more unique.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I have to say about Doom. If you want to give us your number 7.
Number 7, I have Batman Arkham Origins.
Okay. Yeah. Is that the 3rd or 4th?
This is the 3rd one that it is year 2 Batman. So hey, get out of those ships.
What are you doing, man?
I mean, like, since the characters are still being formed, I have them as an 8 out of 10. But like, I mean, Batman and Joker are absolutely iconic and phenomenal characters. The plot is great with I mean, Batman's seen as a myth, but he's been he has a bounty on his head for 50 mil.
Mm-hmm.
8 assassins on Christmas Eve, 8 reindeer for so like, the analogies that kind of go make it even better. Cinematography, the graphics didn't age phenomenal, but gameplay, I mean, the Arkham games gameplay is fantastic. Like they're all that way. This is the one that's the most hated on by a lot of people, though. Origins, because it was made by a different company.
Yeah, was that the one that was made by Turtle Rock, or did Turtle Rock make the other one?
It made so Rocksteady made the other 3. Yeah. This one was made by Warner Bros. Montreal.
Oh, okay.
But it's good. I really like it. People say it's too similar to City, and it's like, how is that an insult though? Because
everybody would regard City as the best, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't get me wrong, it has its issues, it has its bugs, but a lot of those bugs are a lot like Skyrim, where it's just funny to see. Because, like, one of them, for example, is you can take a grappling hook and just absolutely launch cops off the top of a GCPD.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's funny. It's like, you definitely just murdered that dude. But, yeah, so this is another one that's ranked at 80. It's really solid. A lot of the characters you can do, or like a lot of the costumes you can have are really nice. The environment's nice. I mean, something about Batman and Christmas Eve, or like and Christmas, just work like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah,
I think it's like the idea of like a cheerful holiday and a lonely person absolutely beating the shit out of people. It's just
really nice, yeah.
It contrasts well.
That's a nice contrast, yeah.
Yeah, so
nice dichotomy.
Yeah, that's my number 7. Second of the 3 that are tied for 80%.
Okay. Let me just throw this out here. I'm gonna say Elden Ring, actually.
Really?
So I haven't played the other Souls games, but I know I wouldn't enjoy them as much just because they're not really open world.
Yeah.
And I like the open world. And usually I am not a big fan of very many open world games, or things where you actually have to like where you have to like kind of like pick your own path, Like it doesn't really just tell you, go here, do this. I usually am not a just fan personally of playing those games. Not that they're bad or that's a bad thing, because obviously it's a really good thing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But just me personally, I usually enjoy a more linear experience. Oh my gosh. But Elden Ring, like, I had so much fun. I think just the first month and a half it came out, I put like 100 hours. I was so addicted to that game. I played it just so much.
I liked watching Tyler TTV
Yes,
when
correct.
you jump to your death. You're like, it's like, no, try it out, and then you just jumped off a cliff.
Jump off a cliff. So like, as somebody who normally doesn't enjoy those types of games, I just really enjoyed it. You know, like I could fault. There's issues with I think the bosses. Like there's some boss. They basically take like the repeating bosses that are in the game.
Yeah.
Are the most unenjoyable ones, which sucks. If it was like Margit and some of the other good bosses that were repeatable, that would feel more fun because those bosses were fun to fight. But the ones that are repeating are the bad ones, which is annoying.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I mean, the game looks beautiful. I thought the gameplay was super, super fun and rewarding. The world was awesome. Like I spent so much time just exploring, which I usually never do in games. So like, even though it's so new and I'm probably like premature, I still think it's one of the best games I've ever played of all time.
Okay.
And definitely like just incredible. And I've already started 2 more run throughs to keep playing for.
Dang.
So it's like, I don't know. It's just a great game. It's beautiful. The gameplay is fun.
Yeah.
Really, the only issues are just like a couple of the bosses. That's about it.
A couple of things to say about that. I am on pretty much like, I wouldn't say the exact opposite side of the spectrum as you about like linear games versus open world. I prefer an open world. Like, you know, if they go, hey, you should do this, and then like, you know, you have to find it and do it or whatever. Like go to a town and do it. I enjoy those. But like best way I can put this is like Zelda games, right? Like the first Zelda game is meant to replicate I think Shigeru Miyamoto's wanting to explore caves and stuff near his home, right? And then by Zelda Link to the Past, it literally on the map gave you the order to do things. It was like, here's 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5.
Yeah.
That I prefer the first Zelda where it's like find it and do it. Not like, you know, good luck. You know, have a little guidance, but like I prefer an open world versus a tour at Disney. Secondly, what are you doing?
Novels, get out of the bag, man.
The Souls games as what like and like Elden Ring, they are hard.
Yeah. Absolutely hard, yeah.
Like to a point that like I like to play games to kind of relax and not become more stressed out.
Sure.
But only game like that I do really enjoy, and it's also in my probably a top 20 is Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Because
see, like the reason I put it up here, and there's only one other one that's like really hard that I'll talk about later. But for me, other than this other game that I'll mention later, this has felt the most rewarding I've ever felt though playing a game.
Okay.
Where it's like, it's definitely not a game that I just want to go and like relax in. There is stuff to do, like you can just kind of like walk around and chill, but you know, for the most part, that's not what the game is.
Yeah.
But like just beating these bosses that took so long to fight, or like you have to figure it out, it just felt so rewarding. Like it actually felt like I accomplished something. Where a lot of other games, their bosses, it just doesn't feel that rewarding, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of beat it, or it's like pretty easy to beat. You know, another game we mentioned, like Mario Odyssey. Like I felt like those boss fights were just too easy.
Very easy. Really, no, I
didn't feel happy beating them.
I want bosses to be a decent challenge.
Yeah.
Some of these other games, their bosses are challenges. Like Wind Waker has some challenging ones. The honorable mention, Ocarina of Time, like the first 3 bosses aren't really hard, but once you turn into like Adult Link in the story, oh my god.
They're tough.
The difficulty curve pretty steep. Which I mean it also makes sense with the story though, because you're 7 years older, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoy a difficulty curve, but like what I mentioned before about Jack 2 versus Jack 3, the difficulty in 2 is too steep. 3 is challenging.
Yeah.
But it's not like break a controller level challenging like the Souls games or Jak 2 games like that.
What I like about Elden Ring, which doesn't seem as apparent in the other Souls games, is you can kind of like out-level bosses. So it's like you can go in, under-leveled or at an appropriate level.
Yeah.
And you'll have a hard time. It's going to be challenging. But you also, like, if you don't want to play that way, you can kind of just, like, chill in the easier areas, farm up, the runes, and just out-level a boss until, like, you're just going to... It'll be pretty easy, So, like, there is still options to make the bosses less challenging if you want, which I thought is good. But, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I know I'm probably still in the honeymoon phase of it, and, I might enjoy it less on subsequent playthroughs, but I still felt like I had to mention it because it is just the most fun I've had in a game in a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to go number 6, your other tied one.
Yeah. Scratch that. About the 3 out of 3 of them being tied for 80. Yeah. It's 4. It's actually 4.
Okay. So 6 and 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's number 6 then?
So there's 2 left. The Last of Us.
First one?
This is 6. That's tied for 80.
The first Last of Us, though?
Yes. Okay. Now the second one is not in the top 10. It's probably not even in the top 20. Okay. No, the first one I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Characters are like they're ranked as an 8 out of 10. Plot's an 8 out of 10. Cinematography is a 9 out of 10. Really, the only thing wrong with that game is some of those bosses are challenging, first of all. One in particular. And then the gameplay isn't fantastic. It is much more of a story than it is a game. But like one of the bosses that like I don't know if you've played or watched the game.
I've watched it. I haven't played it. But like, I've watched it. Like I think all the way through. When
you're Ellie trying to get out of like the cannibal village or whatever, David, like that leader, that boss fight is such a pain in the ass.
Which one is that boss fight?
If he catches up to you, you insta die.
Yeah, okay.
And like in particular, the part where you can't see him with your sense anymore. Mm-hmm. It's so difficult because like he's crouching and stuff and you can't see him with your sense. Mm-hmm. So like he will legit just jump scare you and just kill you.
Sheesh.
It's so difficult. Yeah. But like the story's so good because it's really just like people are more the monsters than the zombies are. Mm-hmm. Like because they're doing things like eating really people. Cool. Yeah. Last of Us 2 kind of expands on that a little bit, but like some of the things they do is so out of character. Yes. Joel, yes, I am going to trust these people I've never seen in my life. Since when in the first one would he ever do that? He almost murked a little kid. Like he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
It's such a good game. Such a good story. The soundtrack is really solid. The acting is fantastic. Especially in scenes where like Ellie said, like when she runs off and says that I'm not Sarah or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's oh my god.
Hits,
like, yeah. And he goes like you're treading on mighty thin ice. Yeah, that or when he tortures the dude and stabs the knife into his bone marrow. Mm-hmm. Joel and scenes like that is fantastic. And watching Ellie kind of grow, not even just like not even like in a good way. She kind of grows in a bad way because she gets like closed off and like numb to a lot of bad things that they had to do.
Horrific things. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's after the dude almost ate her.
Yeah.
Like
it's weird because it's like a coming of age in just the most horrific conditions imaginable and like what that does to a person.
Exactly. And like and Ellie's just such a fantastic character too.
Yeah. That's one of the only single player games I've ever like fully watched like playthrough of.
I watch PewDiePie play it, so it's a little bit funnier. But
or
still, it felt just from just watching was really enjoyable too.
Yeah, and then watching another scene I just thought of is once Ellie is delivered to the hospital or whatever, and Joel finds out she's gonna have to die. I mean, first cliffhanger ending, but I still think it was a solid ending. A lot of people hated it. But before that, when he's being walked out at gunpoint and he starts shooting the dude, asking where she's at, then you have to run away while holding her while she's passed out or whatever. It's so good. It's such a good game. It's really just the gameplay that holds it back. That is it.
And the gameplay is not even bad, I don't think. It's still pretty good for the most part.
A lot of the puzzles are just, hey, get this plank, swim over, get Ellie on it. That's it.
Yeah.
But and then the shooting gameplay is it could be better. It left something to be desired. But it's not it's not awful. It's not unbearable to play. But it phenomenal. It's probably a better watch than it is a play just because of that. But great. It is great.
Okay.
All right. So what's next for you?
I'll throw Black Ops 1 out there.
Yeah,
because I think that's the best COD overall. I think MW2 has better multiplayer, and I think the campaign can be argued. I think MW2 might have better, but just overall, I think Black Ops 1 is definitely the most enjoyable game I played as an early teenager. You know what I mean? Or my middle school thing. Just because campaign, fantastic. I thought it was great story. It brought in the things from World at War that I liked.
Yeah.
The zombies, I think that's when it peaked. I think we had the best maps in Black Ops 1. And I think that was just the best zombies experience.
I think it is the best.
And I thought the multiplayer was it was really good. It wasn't the best, but I'd still put it probably top 3 multiplayer. It's probably just overall the most fun I've ever had in kind of just a COD or a game of that style.
Yeah.
Where it's just a game that I can sink hundreds of hours into each game mode and still
I'm not sure if this is a hot take, but I prefer Black Ops 2.
Just what do you mean overall?
Just kind of in general, because I've never been huge on zombies mode, and I just think the maps and stuff in 2 for multiplayer.
So my thing with that is I would agree. I think Black Ops 2 has a better multiplayer. I would say it goes MW2, Black Ops 2, and then either MW3 or Black Ops 1 in terms of multiplayer rankings. And I definitely played more Black Ops 2 multiplayer. But for me, the issues was I thought Black Ops 2 campaign was a lot weaker.
Okay.
I wasn't a fan. I don't really like when they go more futuristic, and it was all about, the unmanned drones getting kind of hacked and the drone army type thing in the Black Ops 2 campaign and the one villain. I didn't like that as much. I much preferred kind of the Cold War Vietnam era of Black Ops 1, and I thought that was way cooler. The numbers Mason, what do they mean? That's more iconic to me and feels better. I'm not a big fan of futuristic plot lines for the most part, especially in COD games. And then the zombies I thought was just better. Black Ops 2, Transit was okay, but it was gimmicky.
I think,
and most of the maps were just not that good.
I think 3 is the best zombies, just if you get all the DLC, because
it definitely has the most, but
I think 3 you can get all.
You can get all the maps.
Yeah, but its original maps are definitely not as good. I love playing as JFK shooting zombies.
Yeah, that's Black Ops 1. Even at launch, you had Kino der Toten, which I think is my favorite zombies map.
Yeah,
just in general. You had 5 where you could play JFK, Fidel Castro. I forgot what the
Nixon. Richard Nixon's one of them.
Yeah, and then it was the vice president, but I can't think of who it is.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
No,
it was JFK.
It was. I can't remember.
Because I know Nixon was one of them. Because they literally throw why is he here?
Yeah. And then the DLCs, you had Ascension. Craig, stop leaving.
You gotta stop, dude.
But yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say about COD
mhm.
for the most part. But I just thought, like, Black Ops 1, just looking back to me, I think overall that was my, favorite COD game, and definitely a game I put so much time into. So, like, I couldn't not put it on the list. And there's no other COD that I feel like I could put on the list over it, in my personal opinion. I think other CODs excel in different areas more so, but I think just as a whole, Black Ops 1 was like...
It's the most consistent, for sure.
Yeah. And that's why I felt like it deserved a spot on the list. But yeah, if you want to give number 5, your last one tied for 80, right?
Yep. Last one tied for 80. Number 5, GTA 5.
I have that on my list too. So
yep.
We can both talk about that.
Great game. Absolutely great game. Mm-hmm. I give characters an 8 out of 10. There's moments that I hate a lot of them. Especially Franklin, I don't think I've ever there's no moments that I hated him. But Michael and Trevor, there's moments I was like, what is wrong with both of you?
Yeah.
Overall, I love all 3 of them, but like, those other 2 have those moments.
Yeah.
The FIB agents, I want to punch in the face so bad.
Yeah.
That billionaire dude, I'm drawing a blank on his name.
The one that Michael screws over.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
I can't remember the names. It's been too long.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm gonna throw it out there. If you chose anything other than Death Wish for an ending, you're fake.
That's the one you Sable 3, right?
Yeah. You're a fake friend. You are a fake friend.
I agree.
Like, oh my god, it's a great game. Some of the missions though.
Yeah, there's a bit of repetitiveness that I don't like either in the mission schemes.
And some of the missions just suck.
Yeah.
Or again, like the whole difficulty curve. Like it'll be like 10 super simple missions in a row, and then like an extremely difficult one, and then just a bunch of simple missions again. And it won't even be a heist. It's super difficult.
Yeah, it's just like a random mission that is like feels unnecessarily difficult.
Yeah, and it's like, what the heck? Mm-hmm. Or like when Michael gets screwed over by the FIB and you're trying to run away. Dude, it's so difficult because they're literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those other things that it's like overall I can't really say much about it. Like overall, it's good to great.
Yeah. I mean, I put it on my list too. I think, again, it's just one of these open world games that's normally not my thing, but I really enjoyed it because it's one of the few games where I can just, I just enjoy hopping in and just driving around. Like, it's just fun. Yeah. Like, it's fun just to fuck around in that game.
Yeah.
Very few games can achieve that, where the open world just feels just fun to be in.
It's also one of the few satirical games that I find so lovable. Because like it is a huge satire on like California and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny. But yeah, I mean, I love the game. Yeah, there, obviously there's just issues, but there's just so much to love about the game. The open world, the sandbox, the main characters, I like for the most part.
Yeah,
and I think it still looks really good to this day.
Did we need a PS5 and Xbox?
We did not need the 800 re-releases, but it is still a beautiful game.
Yeah, this is the other game I was talking about when people are like, "Give us another one."
Yeah, that's what I was referencing earlier with Skyrim. Yeah, where it's another one of those games where it's like, where is GTA 6? I know they were talking about it, so I think it's either going to be revealed this like summer area or if it's going to be revealed next. But I think it's supposed to come out.
Nah, it's coming out in 2065.
Yeah, but right now I think it's like they've been hinting that it's going to come out in the next like 2 years or so. Which, we'll see, because it's going to be hard. GTA 5 was the best GTA game, I think. I think San Andreas is really great as well.
Too, yeah.
But I think GTA 5 just has more. You know what I mean? Like, it still has most of the good parts of San Andreas.
Mm-hmm.
I would say San Andreas probably has, like, better characters and, like, missions and stuff. But other than that, GTA 5 just has way more. There's just so much.
I do wish the GTA 5 had like the whole fitness aspect and like stuff like that. That we had. You could just get fat and you wouldn't be able to run and stuff. That would be great. But like other than that, yeah, I completely agree. It's a phenomenal game. It's just bigger and better.
I'll let you do number 4 then, because that was on my list too. Because that was going to be the next one I say. So I'll let you.
Number 4, I have another Zelda game, Link Between Worlds, at 81%.
Sheesh.
Just barely tapped out.
Yeah.
Only 2D game that I have. It's like a top-down 2D game.
Is that the DS
like 3
one?
models, 3DS.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Renting items was super great. You could do it in any you could rent items as long as you had the rupees in any order. Yeah. It was fantastic. The whole painting gimmick where you could turn into a painting on the wall.
Yeah, that was cool.
This works so well. It is so good.
It's another pretty game too. It looks really nice.
It's another really charming Zelda game. And some of the bosses are super cool. Like one of them, you in the alternate dimension, he's like a huge boss with a shield and an axe or something. And you turn into a painting on his shield, and he just turns on looking for you and stuff because he's like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. And then once you're behind him, because he's like this, you just start attacking his back. It's stuff like that. It just works so well. It's those two gimmicks make it even better. Again, with the simple story, it's it's simple, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's an 8 out of 10. It's still really good. Again, Zelda, 10 out of 10 soundtrack.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, costuming's great. Again, acting. The acting is better because there's a little bit more to it. There's, but it's, still a little subpar. Enjoyability, it's a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
It is just one of the best Zelda games doing.
For sure.
It is probably the
best 2D one too.
Oh, it is the best 2D one. It is the second best Zelda game. And
yeah, I mean, I know it's your best, of course.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else to say because I could go on and on and on about how great it is, really. But yeah, if you want to go ahead and
sure, I'll do. So I have 3 games left.
Okay.
So I'll do. This one is kind of a group of a couple games, one so more than the other, but basically Halo 2 through Reach. Halo 3 being kind of like the Black Ops 1 in my mind, where I think Halo 3 is just the best overall. But I don't know. I love Halo. I think it's my favorite FPS campaign. I mean, Doom Eternal, is up there, of course, too. It's just an FPS campaign. But Halo 3 just felt so amazing. All the stakes were coming together. I thought the game still looks beautiful to me. I thought the plot was amazing.
Yeah.
Multiplayer was probably the best of any Halo, I think.
I do. Halo 3 and Reach are my 2 favorites.
Yeah. I think, Reach had better Forge. And I love the Reach campaign too. And that's why I'm kind of bundling Halo 2, 3, and Reach together. Because I think they all excel in a little bit different. Because I think I recently played Halo 2 a couple years ago on Legendary with Harrison. We were doing duo run-throughs of all the Halo games on Legendary. And Halo 2 is one of those just unnecessarily difficult games. Playing that on Legendary is harder than trying to play Elden Ring no-hit run. I'm not even kidding. It is the hardest game I've ever played in my life.
Yeah.
Is Halo 2 Legendary. So I've never felt so happy beating a campaign ever than I did beating Halo 2 on Legendary because it took so long. And the other Halos, they're, tough on Legendary, but they felt super easy compared to Halo 2. It was just so random how difficult it was.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite campaign. The plot in Halo 2 was amazing too. But then, Halo 3 just felt overall the best. Best multiplayer, really great campaign, so beautiful. And then the Forge was really good too. And then, I say Halo Reach has the best Forge. Halo Reach, I could just go in and fuck around. There's the mongoose maps that people build with the roller coasters.
It's so funny.
Hunt. People make duck hunt maps and stuff. It's so fun. But, overall, I think Halo is my favorite. like shooter franchise. Yeah, even though it's fallen off hard since Halo Reach, pretty much since Bungie left.
Yeah,
but it is still like there's no way I couldn't put it on the list when Halo 3 was what I got my Xbox with, and kind of was one of the big games that got me into gaming, and will just always be like top 3 favorite games of all time is Halo 3. I love it.
It's one of my favorite shooters. My favorite shooter, I mean, it's not on this list, but it's not even up. I mean, you can make it a first-person shooter, but Star Wars Battlefront 2,
Sure,
2005 one.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
great game.
So much fun. The 2017 one is really fun too, but it's not even close to 2005.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, exactly.
That game just felt so good. I agree.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Halo. I just love it. It's just so influential in my life, and was just a big part of everything gaming aspect of my life. Where there's no way I could not even it is just top 3 for me.
Yeah, I'm sure if I played it more, it'd be up there. But I was raised on PlayStation, so
yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but what's your number? What do you got at number 3? We're in the big boys.
Yeah, how many do you have left?
I have 2.
You have 2 left?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want me to do?
You can just do 3, 2. I'll do 2, and then you do 1, 1.
Yeah, so I'll do 3 and 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So at number 3, I have Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, which is your best Zelda game, right?
Yeah, it is the best Zelda game.
Yep. Okay.
The people who hate on it and are like, it's not a Zelda game. I'm like, let's go back to the first Zelda game, and it's like again about my argument about the first Zelda game being intended to be open world.
Yeah.
It's like this is inherently the most Zelda game.
The first Zelda game, 3D.
Exactly.
That's what it is,
Exactly. They're like, no, Zelda's supposed to be like huge lore, plot, and stuff. It's like it hasn't always been like that.
Yeah. That's stupid. That's a stupid argument.
Yeah, I know. It has its issues. Again, like the plot is just like it's bare minimum, and you can expand on it with the memories and stuff, and then get like the true ending and stuff, which makes it like a 5 out of 10. The acting though is it's so bad. First Zelda game with voice acting,
rough. It's pretty rough.
It's a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, it's rough.
It is. They would have been better not having it.
A lot,
yeah. It's if it was if it was what it was before with like Link Between Worlds and made it like a 6 out of 10, this would be in the 90s, in the 90%. The enjoyability is a 10 out of 10 to me. Like there's some issues like the items breaking and stuff. Like I have no problem with it, but like there can't be a meter on how or like you can't repair them, stuff like that. You can only repair like the mythical items and stuff like that. And like obviously if the Master Sword breaks, it's not gonna just like be gone forever. It just says it needs to like fill up, it needs to heal or something like that along those lines. Great game. Difficult though. I don't know if you remember like me streaming it, but like some of those bosses are hard.
Yeah, I mean, that's like this is pretty much the only Zelda game I've actually like played a bit, and I didn't enjoy it. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It is a truly incredible game. It's just again to my thing of like it's so hard for me to enjoy open world games like that. Yeah, where you just kind of have to do your own thing, and for me. Like, I understand why most people rank it as the best Zelda or would put it as, one of the best games of all time. And I get that.
Yeah.
Just for me, like, I just couldn't get into it, I guess. Like, I just wasn't captured by the gameplay. Like, it just wasn't fun enough for me to be able to warrant trudging through the open world, personally. And I really disliked that items would break.
Yeah.
That was annoying to me.
It's very annoying. It was funny that like if it break while you're hitting a monster, like the explosion or whatever of the weapon would make them go flying, and then like the ragdoll is any game that ragdolls is funny.
Yeah, it's good.
And like the cell shadedness of it.
Oh, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I remember when it was revealed. Someone that I know that like I went to school with was like when it doesn't even look as good as Twilight Princess, and that was on the Wii. I'm like, shut up! It actually just looks better. It looks so much better.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, even as somebody who didn't enjoy the gameplay, that's why, I was even fringe putting it on like top 10 list of all time, just because I've seen, how much other people enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know it's just not one of those games, but I'm not stupid. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a bad game, because that's just wrong. Like, that's just wrong. It is an amazing game.
It is. I think it's the third highest selling Switch game, and it came out with the Switch. So,
what's higher? Probably Odyssey, right?
Odyssey's lower.
Really? What's
Mario
higher?
Kart.
Oh, Mario Kart. Yeah.
Mario Kart is the highest, and then Animal Crossing. Which Animal Crossing came out right as lockdown happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it got a huge boost. Boost from that. So, a life simulator on an island, literally the week after COVID.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, literally just time kill simulator.
Exactly. So, like, yeah, it sold super well. Breath of the Wild sold extremely well, and everyone loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is another one. This is a third example of games. It's like, give us a sequel, like, give us a new one already.
I know they've teased it and stuff, or showed some stuff.
Yeah, and then they delayed it.
Yeah. Is there anything like conclusive yet, or no? Is it still kind
maybe
of
next year?
Okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out like fall of this year.
Yeah, that's what.
But yeah, they delayed it.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something this summer, maybe like E3 or just one of the game show things.
I would rather have a great game be delayed, come out at launch great, because like even with there being updates now, you can't repair a stigma of a back. Like Battlefront 2, it got rid of the straight up gambling, but like that stigma was still there.
Yeah, exactly.
For years, it's like you can't fix that.
Yeah, when a game launches bad, it's a lot harder to recover.
Exactly.
It's like the No Man's Sky issue, where apparently now it's a good game, but it launched was just so terrible that nobody even wants to give it a chance anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So I agree. It would be nice if they take the time to make it good.
Yeah. Number 9, I have Red Dead Redemption 2 at 89%.
Number 2.
Or number 2. My bad. And number 2, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah. I still need to play it, bro.
It is so good, dude. I cried at the end. Oh, the ending is so sad.
Oh, I need to play it.
The characters are 9 out of 10. The plot's like an 8 out of 10. Cinematography, 9 out of 10. Those cutscenes are absolutely gorgeous. The world is huge, expansive, beautiful.
Play it, bro.
It's so good, dude. Soundtrack, 8 out of 10. The acting, 9 out of 10. Costuming, 10 out of 10. Enjoyability, 9 out of 10. Like, it has GTA syndrome, where some of those missions are just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, unnecessarily difficult. But
dude, I need to play it, because I almost put Red Dead 1 on this list, because that game was good too. And from what I've heard, is Red Dead 2 is just that, but better.
It's better in every way.
Yeah,
every possible just way.
Better.
And
so like, I know I would definitely put it top 10 if I played it.
And like,
I just have like avoided watching everything too, so I don't even know what happens, because like I don't want to spoil it. I'm just like, I just need to play it.
Just the fact that like they kept so in Red Dead 1, John couldn't swim because they didn't want you swimming to Mexico, right? They kept it in this one to keep it canonical. And then when you play as him, like in the epilogue and stuff, you go from being able to swim as Arthur to not being able to swim. So like it literally takes abilities away from you for canon and stuff like that. The game is it's so good. You just literally see like the downfall of a lovable group because like one person.
Yeah.
And it's so good. It's another one that's like I can't even.
Yeah, I gotta.
I don't want to spoil it for you or anything. So like,
I need to play it.
So yeah, you need to play it. You literally have.
I literally know it would be on my top 10 list if I played it.
And you own it.
I know. It's like I know. I just don't want to play it on my Xbox, bro.
Dude, your Xbox is it's plugged in.
It is, but I just don't want to play it on the Xbox. I want to play it on my pretty computer.
then buy it on your computer.
I actually can download it for free on my computer. Like, I know.
Yeah. Then what are you doing?
I don't know. It's so hard for me to play a single player game. I don't know. It's so weird.
You can make it first person if you want, if it makes it better.
No, that'd be gross. I don't like those games first person. They feel better third.
I agree. It's so good. You have to play it. All right.
You want me to do my
number one?
No. I still have my.
Oh, you too. Yeah. Go for it.
Even though it's not like, it's not ranked. I only have number one ranked.
Yeah.
Minecraft.
I didn't even think of Minecraft. Yeah.
I have to. I've probably played. League would be the only game that I'd say would even come close to how much I played Minecraft, or probably is more so. But I played that game from 2010 when it launched, pretty much.
Yeah.
And played it every single day for whatever, probably till 2016, 2017, and still go back and play it.
Yeah.
And still watch videos on it, and still watch. There's just no game that has been able to capture that level of creativity and freedom for me, I guess. Like, it feels like I can just do anything, and there's so much to it. If you just want to go do a normal world, that's fine.
It's
if
not
you
even
want to go onto a PvP server, you can do that. If you want to play mini games, you can do that.
It's so much with so little, really.
Exactly. It's so simple. It is like such a simple game, but it feels like there's just infinite things to do. It's like Halo Reach Forge times a bazillion, because it's just infinite. Like, the possibilities are infinite to me. And that's why I feel like there's no way I couldn't put it on this list for how influential it's been in my life. Is literally like most of my online friends I would not have ever have met if it wasn't for Minecraft. Playing on Hunger Games servers and stuff.
And I see those videos of it's like anyone can enjoy the game. I see the videos of dads playing with their toddlers and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm that's gonna be me, first of all.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's probably ranked at my number 12. It is right outside, which is very impressive considering I love story-based games, which told me the story of Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly.
But then at 13, I'd probably have Smash Bros as a whole, because that's another one of those types of games that you can legit just anywhere be yo, you want to play Smash? Any social gathering or anything, and people will be yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Minecraft would be yo, want to play Minecraft? And most people are gonna be yes.
Yeah. It's just there's just no way that it wasn't going to be on my list for, I'd say it's probably, I've probably at this point have played more hours of League, but
which is cancer.
Which is
it's not even the top 1,000 games.
You are correct. It is on my subcategory of games, but not in my top games. Yeah, but I've played so much Minecraft. It's helped me develop so many friendships. All my online friends, like I said, I owe them literally all the Minecraft.
Crash X 101.
Pretty much, yeah. Even though I know him through League.
Our certified Sonic expert.
Yes, our certified Sonic expert. But yeah, it is just easily in my top 3 games of all time. I love Minecraft. There's just so much to do, and they continue to update it. And I literally just don't see a world where it's not, a big game, or just not popular.
Definitely.
It's just seems like it's just going to be permanently a thing. That's what I love.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, some of the updates now I feel might kill it a little bit.
Yeah, sure. I'm not saying that all the updates are great and stuff, but I'm still saying it's just one of those games.
Yeah.
Where, there's not a single human who's going to go back and, I'm just going to hop on and be like, yo, you want to play 007 GoldenEye or whatever, right? And you just can't do that. Or I'm trying to think of other games where, it's super big at a time.
Dude,
or you want to get on and play Centipede or something.
At point, right?
Yeah.
I mentioned Minecraft and someone legit did not know what it was. And he was 25, 26. I was like, what? I was like, what?
It is the best-selling video game of all time.
Is it really?
Yeah, it beat Tetris like 2 years ago.
Oh my god!
It is literally the most sold video game of all time. It's like over 100 million copies.
It's like I don't understand how he didn't know it.
That is actually
but like it was crazy. Yeah, I didn't even think about it honestly. It's such like a non-question, you know what I mean, of how great it is and how influential it is for people. I didn't even think about it for my top 10. But like I still don't think it would be up there just because of like
sure.
There comes a point that you're like, I have to hang it up for a while and not play it. A lot of these games I have here, you can just kind of keep playing.
Yeah. I guess, give me your number one then. What is your I think I already know what it is.
Do you?
Arkham City.
Yeah. Batman Arkham City.
Yeah.
It just another one of those. It's like the world isn't as big as Red Dead 2. It doesn't look as good, but like everything is consistent. It is another one of those the characters are 10 out of 10.
Peak, yeah.
Voice acting peak. I mean, Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill. It's like, oh my god, it's so good. Cinematography almost peak.
Mm-hmm.
Plot very, very close to peak.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's like original. It's not like a copy of other things that have happened before. It's Rocksteady came up with their own story for it, and it is
it fits the character too.
It does. It is so good.
Another game that I need to play. I own it, but I haven't played it.
It is honestly fantastic. Like there's boss fights in this that are difficult, and like other ones that are really easy, but all of them are extremely enjoyable. I don't think there's a single one that like is extremely frustrating. And then like the huge twist at the end that absolutely no one saw coming of Joker dying.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah,
it like turned everyone like upside down because it's like, did you really just do that?
Yeah,
and like Arkham Knight, decides to like kind of revert that, but like that's not Arkham City's fault. You know what I mean? So like Arkham City was 3 years before. So yeah, it's ranked at a 94%. Which is in the near perfect.
Perfect, pretty much.
Costuming is another 10 out of 10. Enjoyability, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
The gadgets are peak Batman characters.
I know that would be another game that I would probably be on my fringe top 10. Like once I play it.
It is crazy that like it used to be really before Arkham Asylum. It used to be superhero games are awful. Like no one will talk about them or anything. But Asylum came out and people loved it, which I mean, Arkham Asylum is also fantastic. But then Arkham City came out and it was just better in every way.
Topped it,
And like,
I guess it would be a similar thing to like RDR1 and RDR2, whereas like just the first one is a great game, and then the sequel just basically perfected the craft.
Exactly, and it's like, how does it feel to take like a 9 out of 10 game and then just be completely overshadowed by its own sequel? Like Arkham City, it might. Like I feel like anyone who's played it, whether a Batman fan or not, is probably in like a top 10 to top 15 for games for just about everyone, just because it is so good. That is one you have to play. Red Dead 2 and Arkham. My top 2 games, you own them and you haven't played them. It's so sad, dude. So tragic.
I'm going to give my number one game,
which
I think is the best game of all time.
All right.
Borderlands 2. I think is the greatest game ever made. Just one, like, I have just never had as much fun playing a game as Borderlands 2. I've played it, I don't even know, 10, 15 times over.
Yeah.
It's the only series that I've been able to play with my dad all the way through. And that was like a really big bonding thing for us, is we'd go and, I'd come over to his house and play Borderlands 2. We'd just play split screen. And it was beautiful. But like,
I mean, graphics for me are 10 out of 10. I love the cell shading. I think it looks amazing.
I love cell shaded games.
It looks beautiful. I think Handsome Jack is my favorite villain of all time. I love him.
I'm pretty sure he's voiced by Troy Baker too.
I think that sounds familiar.
And Troy Baker voiced like Joker and Arkham Origins. He voiced.
Yeah, he might have.
Tons of game characters.
Real quick.
Literally, just a plethora of game characters are voiced by him.
No, he's voiced by Damian Clark.
There's someone in Borderlands voiced by Troy Baker.
Yeah, Troy Baker. Borderlands. Oh, he plays Reese. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's in the Telltale game. He plays in Borderlands 3 as well, but
There's a Telltale Borderlands game?
Yep.
Really?
Kind of like, like the Walking Dead Telltale one.
He's
like
in
that.
the Batman Telltale game. He's Batman in that.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I think Handsome Jack is my favorite villain of all time. Like, I love him so much. I thought the gameplay was fantastic. Like, plot for me was like 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Graphics 10 out of 10. Enjoyability 10 out of 10. It is like the only game that I would say is that I can confidently say it is my like favorite game or the greatest game of all time to me.
Yeah.
Because it is just a game that I can just pick up and I have so much fun. The dialogue is amazing. The characters are great. The story is great. The graphics are great. Literally the only thing I can talk bad about it is I think some of the areas are kind of lame, I guess, like some of the world areas. And like the DLCs weren't as great as the main game. But it's like it's hard to fault a game for its DLCs not living up. But other than Tiny Tina's, the final DLC, which just became its own standalone game based off of that DLC, which I think is just as good, if not better, than the normal game. So it's like they have, like the DLC is amazing too. But the first couple DLC are kind of... But yeah, that's my favorite game of all time.
All right, so here's the question now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Borderlands is the greatest game franchise?
No.
What do you think is the greatest game franchise?
For me...
I think it's got to be between like 3.
For me, it's got to be, I think, Halo.
Really?
I think, yeah.
Even with Halo 4 through whatever, just
Infinite.
completely dragging it?
Yes. I just can't think of anything that has had so many great games to me.
Okay.
Because, like, Borderlands, I like Borderlands 1 a lot. Borderlands pre-sequel was okay, and then Borderlands 3 was okay. And Borderlands 2 is the only one that is, like, phenomenal. We're like Halo 1, great game. Halo 2, amazing game. Halo 3, one of my favorite of all time. Halo 3 ODST, one of the greatest stories. And then Halo Reach being amazing too. And Halo 4 is not even a bad game. Halo 4 is pretty good. And then Halo 5, and Halo Infinite, like, it's still a good game. It just has a lot of issues with the multiplayer. But yeah, I don't think there's like anything else I could say that would be the greatest franchise. Do you have one in mind?
I have 2.
Sure.
Mario, who has over 200 games, including like Mario Kart and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then Zelda, which like purely like Zelda games, there's 29.
Yeah.
And I think the lowest rated one is at like an average of like a 7.5 out of 10.
Sure.
Which
I just haven't played.
Yeah. A majority of them are 9 to 10 out of 10. And it's like if you have 29 games and a majority of them are 9s and 10s out of 10, it's got to be like the best franchise, right?
Yeah.
Like it
probably. Yeah.
And then like Mario, Save Gaming has Mario 64, as all of the Mario Odyssey, Galaxy, Sunshine.
Yeah, I guess like I just wasn't thinking of that because it's not like like it's not really like Mario Kart isn't influencing
Oh no,
Mario, you know what
I
I mean?
agree.
It's not
But like core Mario games, even just like sell
sure,
really well.
Sure,
I'm not sure how many there even are. Mario teaches typing, best game ever though.
True. Real.
Mario teaches typing.
Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario.
Greatest game of all time.
I'm trying to find how many. Yeah, over 300 video games are included in the Mario franchise, which combined have sold over 500 million copies.
God.
Like, God, dude, it's rough. Not even that rough. But yeah, I'm gonna look up what the lowest rated Zelda game is.
Probably it wasn't Zelda 2, like really bad.
It wasn't bad, but it was just not a Zelda game.
Yeah, I thought it was not very liked.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a very Final Fantasy-esque.
Yeah, it just wasn't really it was just kind of weird.
Yeah, exactly. What's the one ranked at worst? This has got to be like an opposite order or something. Not including the CDI ones that were like the third-party monstrosities.
Yeah.
The worst one, yeah, is Zelda 2.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think Skyward Sword was like rated at like a 9.8 out of 10, but like publicly not as many people liked it.
Yeah.
Like it was just like just reviewers that rated it so high. But like that's another thing about Zelda. If you slap Zelda on there and it'll just critics will immediately give it a higher score.
Immediately $1 billion.
Which is crazy. It's really weird that like now, other than Mario Kart, every Mario game that's come out on the Switch has not sold as well as Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So like it seems like Zelda is starting to be on the come up even more.
Yeah.
Than.
No, I would definitely say yeah, Zelda's a more renowned franchise, I guess.
Yeah. So many fantastic games. Just looking at ones that aren't huge franchises, Jak and Daxter too. I love Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank. I think it's great too. Uncharted, Naughty Dog games, basically.
Yeah, Naughty Dog is just they don't miss.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can call it a franchise yet, but the Spider-Man Insomniac games too, which is the company that made Ratchet and Clank. So really, just Insomniac and Naughty Dog games.
Yeah, or Shelley's Peak.
True, but yeah, that's what I got.
I think that wraps up best video games of all time.
Best video games. And if you don't agree with either of these lists, you're wrong.
Correct.
These are
in factual opinions.
Yes, these are actual.
Artifact.
You disagree, you're wrong, you're no. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah, we have what next week? There's
not
potential
sure.
NBA finals, I believe. It was like the
yeah.
Where it depends. If it goes to Game 7, it won't be over.
I think it's gonna be NFL seed predictions is like guaranteed.
Yeah.
And then if finals are over, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
If not, then it will be just NFL, and then like the week after that will be conference finals plus finals of NBA. So we can talk like in length about both of them.
Yeah, okay.
On our thoughts.
Yeah, so thank you guys for watching episode 9. We'll catch you next time. Episode 10. Okay, bye. Bye, Craig.
Peace. You suck.